back to their mother or father disrespectfully, it needs to be addressed in a firm way. And this is for everybody. We should have this verse on the walls of our homes to remind us that the wrath of man will not bring forth the righteousness of God. And notice it's a three-part command. We have, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Let every man be swift to hear. It means, that word every means quick, prompt, ready to listen or give audience to. Be swift to hear. I've counseled parents that have come for help in their child rearing, and they see the children as being the problem. And what is often the case is that angry parents produce angry kids because they're dealing in anger. Secondly, if they're not consistent in what they're requiring of the children, if one day they say, no, you can't do that, and the next day they see it, but they don't do anything about it, that's inconsistent, and that produces anger in children because they see the parents as being inconsistent. And what we ought to be doing, and this is what I often do in counseling, is I'll bring in the children, and I'll talk to the children, and I'll try to find out from their viewpoint what's going on. And I'll tell the parents, or I'll just deal with the parents, and I'll talk to them about, and ask them about their anger, what's going on in your home. I know a counselor who's been involved in counseling for many years. He has a counseling center. He's a Christian, very biblical in his approach. And he says he will not even meet with the children until he's had at least 2 appointments with the parents. Because he wants to know if the parents are part of the problem. And if they are, then they need to eliminate their problem so that the children can respond better to them and they're not angry. But we need to be, we need to really evaluate and listen. If there's contention between our spouse and us, we need to just sit down and say, honey, I sense there's contention here, and I want to hear what's troubling you, what's causing this contention. And we can discuss it, but we need to hear before we make the judgment. We need to ask, and we need to be swift to hear. I know there are times where I have made swift judgments before I really talked through things. And oftentimes when I would talk to my wife, she would open my eyes to how she observed it. And it would help me to be a better father and a better husband. Don't make a premature judgment. That's what Matthew 7 says. Judge not that you be not judged. It's not saying never judge. It's saying first of all, be sure that you take the log out of your eye before you try to take the splinter out of somebody else's eye. And that can be true of children as well. If our children are really reacting to us, we need to be asking, okay, am I part of the problem? In our church, when we've had several times when we had to go through church discipline,